So what do you think? Shadow of the Colossus? What do you think?
All right, let's get started. Let's get started with this game club. I've been excited to kind of talk about this game. Uh,
Okay.
so I got the PS4 version of this game,
Yeah.
which is so initially I played this on the I saw my friend play it on the PS2. Uh,
hmm
I would come over to his house, he'd play it. I'd be like, oh wow, this is rad. I saw him do the underwater boss, and after that I was like, yeah, this boss looks like shit. I hate underwater stuff. I hate swimming. It's just terrible. So it's like
Water levels are the worst.
yeah, so it's like well, whatever. I bared it. Then I saw him do the final Colossus, and as I said last time, all I remember is like a giant building. The sky was like red, orange, red, or whatever. It looked really intense, and that's all I remembered of it. So I was like, okay, that game looks rad. So then I go to the PS3 and I got it from Blockbuster. I got the remaster that they did. Well, no, I take that back. I'm wrong. I had the PS2 backwards compatible PlayStation 3, so I was able to get the PS2 game and pop it in. So I did that. Played the first boss. Had to return the game. Never went back to it. Then I got the remaster. Did the first boss. Dropped it for a long time. Went back to it, forgot the controls, and I was like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore because I don't remember anything. The game's not telling me anything, so I just dropped it. They remade it for PS4, and that's when I did the first 3 bosses, and then it's like I dropped it again. So when we did the game club, I was like, alright, I'll pop it into my PS5 and see what happens. I pop it in, I'm like, alright, it's downloaded, it's great. I load it up. Automatically, my game save transferred over, so I didn't have to do
you were
anything.
playing through the game? What? No way, dude. You gotta start over.
This is what I was gonna. I was gonna do a little concession here because it was only like 3 bosses I fought, so I was like, it's whatever. It's not a big leap. It's not like I'm on the final boss by now. But
Yeah, but aren't there only like 5 bosses?
no, I thought that too, but actually, there's 16 in the
Really?
game. Yeah. I thought it was like way shorter. It's actually way longer than I thought it was. Because the
They're
thing
trashing you in the chat.
He is cheating.
They're like,
okay, how am I cheating? I beat those bosses on my own. It's not like I loaded a friend save. It's not like, alright, I'm gonna load my best friend save up. Like,
just
come on.
John is cracking up. Do you want to play the fucking game?
but this is what I was going to do anyway before we got sidetracked. I was going, after I beat the game for this run, I was gonna start the game again on hard. Because I'm playing on normal right now. I'm gonna play it again on hard and play the beginning and see how that is from there. Because the first boss is just a guy that just crawls in an open field. It's like, that's nothing really crazy about that boss. I vaguely remember the other 2 bosses. I know there was like this one like sand thing, whatever, but it's whatever. Theo probably watched me stream it and reviews that. No, I didn't even watch your stream when you streamed it because I wanted to go into this game as like semi-cold. I just played it. I played the first 3 bosses. It wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't think it was that big of an issue.
I think it's a big deal, Theo, because you don't remember the beginning or anything. You didn't see like the first parts, the tutorial. Come on, you got to give your impressions of everything.
The tutorial is the boss fight, and it's like, all right, hold R2 to grab on, hold R1 to like find the weak spot if you're lost, and then just smash it. Like the only thing that's like I don't
That's
really.
not what happens, but you're kind of right, so I'll accept it.
I'm sorry to the Cliff Notes version of it. But anyways,
You're just saying that you're just watching Let's Plays. He doesn't play, he just watches Let's Plays.
Okay, you know what? They're probably going to. I think I might have said something in the Discord. They're just repeating what I said because there was like one Colossi that the 4th one. I was stumped. It's like the one where it's like it's like it just walks around on grass. There's like these hills. You go underneath the hills and you try to get the Colossus to tip over or whatever. You're trying to get him to like kneel down. That boss, I did not figure out how you're supposed to climb it, so I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. So that one I did look up a YouTube video on how to beat it, because I just couldn't figure it out. I knew you had to do something when you go underneath the hills, or whatever, but I just didn't know what you're supposed to do after that. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So then I tried to figure out by myself, then once I'm stumped, then I went to fucking YouTube. This is ridiculous. Everyone's being negative
Damn.
about
Leo's a
it.
fucking cheater, guys. Put a bun in the chat. Can everyone put a bun in the chat?
If they're a sub, they could, or they use their
put a
channel
I
points.
don't know. Put a fucking whatever the free emoji is. Put that laughing guy in there. If you think I should quit this with Theo, because Theo's a cheater.
How is it cheating? It's going up a game save I played. It's not cheating. That's like
played Shadow Hearts Covenant. What the fuck?
Actually, I played Fury. Actually, that's what I was playing, where you use your sword and gun kind of stuff. I was doing that the whole time, actually.
All right, so I know I actually really want to play Shadow Hearts Covenant, but it would be the most opposite of what we were supposed to be playing.
Yeah, everyone's being negative. Everyone doesn't understand. Like, how is it cheating if it's a game file I played? I just went back to a game file I started.
You cheated off your 17-year-old self. What's wrong with you?
That's not my 17-year-old self. This game came out, the PS4 version came out like 2 years ago.
Okay, your 20-year-old version, your pre-pandemic self. You just cheated off your pre-pandemic self.
Whatever. You know, I didn't think it was that.
For 2020 Theo's accomplishments.
I'm not getting nothing. I made that progress is my own. I didn't go to someone else's game save and played off that. That's now we're just playing semantics.
All right, so let's what do you think though? What do you think of the game like so far? How do you feel about it?
So
like, controls, everything.
So far, I think the game is better than my chat. Not, anyways. Enough of that nonsense. I love the game. Like, so it's interesting with the remake for Shadows of the Colossus. They changed the controls a little bit, and I don't know what they changed. So it's interesting to see that you played like the remaster, the pretty much the original Shadows of the Colossus. So it's interesting to see like what the controls are differently between the two. So it is nice. Like, I did not figure this out for the longest time. When I was riding the horse, I wasn't like holding down triangle. I was just tapping it, thinking it was gonna like just run, because that's how every modern game like trains you. It's like, oh, if you're riding a horse, just tap this. It's like, no, you just hold it down and it'll just run. It's like, okay, so that's kind of nice. I like the grip meter. It's a lot more like, I think this one, I think they changed the shape of the grip meter, because it's the same general shape, but they added like a leg to it.
I don't think there is a grip meter.
Oh,
but keep going.
There should be a grip meter, because it's like, it's that little circle on the bottom of the screen that like, whatever. He loved it so much he played last. No, that game. So I was gonna get into that a little bit, because when I was playing Shadow of the Colossus, the one thing I know of this dude that's like that's debatable with a lot of people. It's a hot topic. The way the horse behaves is not convenient at all, and it's like a lot of people are like, well, that's the point. It's an animal. They made it intentionally that way, or it's like bad programming. So it's always like, is it part of the design, or is it not? And it's like, I get it, but it's also annoying when you're just running and then you just happen to hit a wall because you just couldn't steer out of it in time. He just does a 180 immediately, so you have to like kind of go make this wide turn to go back on direction to where you were going, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, it makes sense. It kind of makes sense, like how it'd probably be harder to turn around.
Yeah, but it's just kind of frustrating. Like, all right, going full speed, and then it's like, all right, there's a turn coming. All right, turn, and you just try to do like a gradual turn, and he doesn't. Then he hits like a pixel of a rock. And it's like, all right, the other way around. It's like, wait, what?
No, he's talking about running off of cliffs.
No, I'm hitting walls, and he's just turning around. It's not going off a cliff. That's different. That I could understand.
If he didn't turn around, he would go off a cliff.
It's not a cliff because there's rocks. But anyways, that aside, I do
Second retro goes.
The
The horse controls like Theo's reviews. He skips through the three boss tutorial and wonders why it isn't working.
Is there a horse
I'm sorry.
tutorial? Is like I think the only thing that it would have is just here are the buttons and that's it. Like there's nothing more to it. It's a very like minimal game. There is
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's probably just saying what buttons what, which you could just get from the fucking start menu.
Yeah, they're just fucking with you, Theo.
Thinking about slowing a horse. So there's that. But the other thing that I've been going in between, like I've been going from loving and hating, is the environment. I love the atmosphere of the world, how it's dark, creepy. It's like it's kind of rad. They just love to wander to find these colossi in this like desolate area that kind of tells a story visually. I love that, but what I kind of started getting tired of is how easy it is for me to get lost. I was trying to find the underwater boss for the longest time. It's like, all right, it gotta be this way. All right, no, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Then it took me so long to the point where I was going to a complete other direction on the map, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to go all the way back. So I just quit the game and restarted the game to load me in the center of the map, so I could just kind of go another direction, because that's way faster than going all the way back, walking all the way back. But just Gamer John mentions hold the sword up. I do that, but in some areas the sword just stops pointing directions and just turns yellow in some areas, which I can't really seem to get a consensus on what that means. I thought, okay, it means that, like, oh, this is where you defeated a boss. It's like, okay. But there'd be areas where it's like, okay, then, yeah, exactly. Usually says this because it's cloudy, so you might need to get some sun, which I understand, but it's like, there are parts that look like there should be sun. Like, I see shadows, like, okay, there has to be sun here. And it still does. It's like, it's whatever. It's not a huge issue because I kind of learned to deal with it. But by the time I did the water boss, I started to navigate way better to get to the next boss from that. If only there was a tutorial. Yeah, the game doesn't tell me anything. You know, this game is dumb, man.
It's so funny.
I mentioned this before. There's one guy I was kind of ragging on in the past. I caught his stream of him playing Final Fantasy 15, and he skipped the tutorial. Like, because the game allows you to skip it if you want to. He skips the tutorial, and then he goes to the first combat. He's like, wow, I wish the game told me how to fight. Why, you know, the combat's pretty bad. Like, they don't tell you how to fight. It's like, you literally skipped the tutorial for this. Like, I watched it happen in front of me. It's like, but with this, it's like, the stuff I'm, like, stuck on is, like, minimal stuff. It's not, I don't consider it like, oh, I don't know how to fucking do anything. It's like, very minimal things I'm like stuck on a little bit, but that stuff I was able to get around easily. I still remember how to fight the boss. It was way better than when I tried to play on the PS3. When I took a long ass break from it, and then when I tried to go back to it, it was like, all right, how do I fucking climb? Why isn't this dude fucking climbing? What the fuck am I doing wrong? It's like, oh, I didn't figure out you have to hold a button to like hold on, and then like. I just couldn't figure that out when I first played it. But that was before the PS4 version. I want to make that clear. It's not the same session.
You never watch tutorials as clear as what's happening.
Okay.
It tells you right in the beginning of the game.
You guys are combining like a thing that happened in 2008 with me playing a game that came out in 2019. They're two different things, two different stories.
All right. Let me tell you about my experience with the game so far. So, I did buy the PS3 version, right? So I got this. I bought it off eBay for $20. It was brand new, sealed, and the other day, so it took me a week to get it. So I've only played it a few times, and I remembered I was looking through an old box, and right before I left Boston, I went to a thrift store to drop off a bunch of stuff. And I forgot that I bought a bunch of PS3 games for like $1.
Oh,
so
shit.
I actually have a French version of this game.
So you're not even playing the English version.
No,
Wow.
because I bought one. But that's the thing that I think PS3 games are region free, right? They're not region locked.
Yeah, I think the region free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just play this. So I have a bunch of French PS3 games that I forgot about. I have like what's the one with Uncharted? Uncharted. I have The Last of Us, and it's all like French games that people left. Yeah, so I can just play them because it's region free. And I also dug up some of my other PS3 games, and guess what I got? Metal
What?
Gear HD collection.
Ah, nice.
So
So
I'm gonna pop that in.
we could co-op Peace Walker with
Can you
that.
still play it online?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I did I did co-op with a friend on the Xbox version. And
I've
I
never played Peace. I've never played Peace Walker.
Oh, Peace Walker is great. Like it's it's a weird trade-off. Like there's some stuff that's like, oh man, I wish it's like a traditional Metal Gear game, but the stealth in that game is so much fun with co-op. It's such a good game. The side missions is kind of where it gets a little more bonkers because that's kind of where they start to add different difficulties in that game. But it's a great game, so that could be a special
I
Big
was gonna
Fun
say
Game
we should
Club.
stream that. We should definitely stream that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, but yeah. So anyway, and I wonder if my Metal Gear Solid digital code because I never opened it. I have Metal Gear Solid HD collection. Never opened it. So I opened it and it has because Metal Gear Solid doesn't come on the disc. You get a code
Ah.
for the PS1 game. I wonder if do you think I can still redeem that?
I think you could. It does tell you on the code when it's expired.
They
So
expire?
yeah, but they always give you like a crazy long time. So I would check
I was
it.
gonna say.
I would check it just to be sure, but like
So what if it's not past the expiration date, but PlayStation shut down the servers?
they did not.
Oh,
After
it's
the
still up?
Yeah, because a lot of people were so upset when they made that announcement last year. They 180 the decision. It's like, okay, fine, we'll keep it open. The only concession they did was they're closing the store for the PSP. The PSP is getting the short end of the stick with that, but the PS3 you can still buy stuff. I think the PlayStation TV and the Vita store will still be up. I think, but
We'll see. Retro says I gotta start Peace Walker before you, so I can get through the tutorial.
I already beat the game. So like honestly, Charles, actually, if you might be cheating if you co-op with me because I have like a lot of like high level shit.
That's actually a great point because I could just do nothing and you could just cruise through the game.
No,
Maybe I have to beat it myself first.
I will say if you do want to do co-op, I'll just start a new file and do that. The only thing I will say is the to get the true ending, it's kind of a grind. And it's not like just do side missions. You have to do like a lot of these mech boss fights multiple times to farm for equipment for your own Metal Gear. So it's like that gets kind of dumb. And I tried it with
But you create your own Metal Gear in Peace Walker?
yeah, but that's as far as I'll tell you.
Awesome.
It's I will tell you it's probably you're probably thinking something way cooler than what it actually is in the game though.
No, do you get to make like a gecko? I mean, not a gecko. What do they call them? What are the cow ones?
Oh yeah, those are the geckos, but it's actually just a Metal Gear that launches a nuke. Like it's an actual like legit Metal Gear. It's just that I mean you get to use on like side missions. Like there's like a special op thing you do that you just send people out to fight, and that's
Oh
pretty
no,
much all you use it.
I don't care what it is. I just think it's funny that it's the story of like how Big Boss got like a nuclear weapon,
Yeah, it's
making his Metal Gear so he could try to kill his son.
well, no, because in the game they're like, look, we need a deterrent because these other countries are gonna fuck us up, so we should get that
Yeah,
so we
right.
can fuck them up. It's like, all right, let's do it.
That's the same excuse the CIA made for fucking MK Ultra. So fucking mind control program. So Big Boss is the dirtbag. All right, but anyway, guess how far I've gotten in this game.
I'm guessing you're like near the end.
So this game is a testament to how much modern video games have poisoned my brain. And like maybe it's my fault because my expectations are so low. But like the first time I've played this game for 3 times, and I haven't made it past the first boss. And I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so
So you should
at the
do what I
beginning, they're
did.
like,
Just load up a file, dude.
no, because it's it says put your sword up to guide you in the right direction. So I put the sword up, and I was like, okay, and it was like kind of pointing in one direction. So I was like, okay, I guess this is where I go because like the camera like autofocused and stuff. And I was thinking it's like most modern games are like this is exactly where you go on the map. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna follow this. So I went the first direction it pointed, and then it took me like I'm not kidding. I probably explored for like 15 minutes, and I was like, "Oh wait, like I'm in control of this thing. I have to aim it." So I didn't know I was supposed to aim the sword to figure out where to go. So like, I finally got to the first no. So then I was like, "Okay, I figured that out," and then I was like, kind of tired, so I was like, "Fuck this game," and I just turned it off and went to bed. Then the next morning, I finally figured it out, and I realized that you just literally walk straight out the first temple, and then you're at the Colossus. And like the controls are kind of clunky, but I like that it's like that, right? So like the climbing controls are kind of janky. Like you have to hold R1, and Retro's like, why the fuck is he still on the first level? So it's like you have to hold on, and like it's weird jumping. So I got to the Colossus, and then like I fucking shanked it in the ankle and like got on top of it, and like it was really hard to get to the second level because I was just like rolling around and shit, and I like couldn't figure out the controls,
Oh my
and I was like
god.
got really frustrated, and I was like, fuck this, I'm going to work because I'm not gonna get it done. And then the third time I played it, I finally got to the head, and I missed the killing blow and fell off the top and died, and I was like, fuck this. But
Oh my
I
god.
love the game. I love the game, but I've been poisoned by modern video games because they make like the climbing in this game is like you actually have to spend effort to do it. But if you play like fucking Uncharted or like Tomb Raider, the modern one, it's like you just press A. So like I'm not used to actually having to like have controls when you're doing like simple things
Yeah.
because like the way modern games work. So
Especially
like yeah,
especially in
go
Uncharted
ahead.
4, like they completely remove the button, so now you just like move the stick around and he'll just grab on the ledge automatically.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, there's some exceptions, like there's some areas where you have to push a button, but it's like now they just made it so it's like so easy.
retro.
Imagine having to play a game.
Retro,
But
you don't know how hard it is when you have schedules and social obligations sometimes.
what I do like about this game, so that is interesting because this game they did change the controls because like there's a control setting for modern and original. So I'm using the modern control scheme that this game offers, and
Okay.
it's I don't know the difference because I don't remember how the original played because all you do is you hold down R2 to grab, and then you press like X
Mhm.
and up and then R2 or whatever to like grab on the next ledge and all that. So I don't know what else you're supposed to do in the original. But
That doesn't sound that different. I think
maybe
do you control oh fuck. Retro's like no excuses, play the game. Um but yeah, it's like I don't fucking I don't think that sounds that different. Cuz in the PS3 version, you just press R1 and then you have to like hold triangle and then you like go back and then you can just let go to jump up. It's like kind of like yeah, the
okay.
same thing
So
it sounds like.
I will say so there is a grip gauge on the PS3 version. I wanted to look up if there's any difference online
Okay.
between the remaster and the PS4 version. So it's that pink circle on the screen, like it's like right where your health is that pink little
But
circle. That's the
I
grip
thought that was
gauge.
for I thought that was for when you're holding your sword. I thought that's like
It all
how
takes
hard the swing is.
it takes all the same kind of thing. Like
Oh, it's
as
like a
the
stamina meter.
yeah, like the circle will like decrease. That's when your like grip's gonna like let go. When you're trying to stab, there's another meter that kind of goes to the edge, and then you hit it or whatever.
Oh,
So there's
I didn't
that.
realize a grip meter. That might change everything for me.
Oh, this isn't really talking about the controls though. But this is the other thing I've noticed, and I think the PS4 version you might like it a lot more because it's funny to me because I don't think the PS3 version or the PS2 version for that matter really cared about speed running or replayability. It's like, hey, just play the game, there you go, whatever. In the PS4 version, there's like all these stats that the game keeps track of, like how fast you beat a boss, how fast you get to the next boss, how many times you fought this boss, whatever. There's all these like things it keeps track of. So that's kind of why I knew there were 16 bosses. Like there's two ways you can kind of figure out. When you go in the centered temple, there's these mini statues of all the colossi out there. So you see that as you defeat one like crumble, so you can kind of see all the colossi in the game in there. So that's one way
How do
you
you
can kind
know
of.
this?
I was walking around like because
Oh.
I thought so when you load up the game, it plays the last cutscene that you've seen. So it played the cutscene of the last Colossus I beat, Crumble. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I went there because we talked about last week about the final Colossus I remembered seeing, which is like the final one. I was like, oh,
Oh.
cool. So
Well,
I
here's the problem. I haven't beat a single boss, so no wonder I don't know about this stuff.
oh shit, yeah, like it. So yeah, if you ever go back to that center temple, just go like
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
like where the bed is where that lady is like sleeping, just go like towards wherever and you'll see all these statues, which is kind of cool. But so I was like looking at them like, oh, I want to see where the final boss is. I want to see if it's like an actual building, and it is. I was like, I fucking knew it was a fucking building pretty much. Like it has arms and shit, but it's like i
Yeah.
I even googled it, because I just want to see what it would look like, because I do love the designs of each Colossus. They're all like
Mhm.
really cool looking. And it's like, dude, this thing is like a fucking building with arms. It has like flame arms. It's like, dude, I can't wait to get to it because so each boss, I've been in awe of like, how the fuck do I climb it? What the fuck do I do here? It's like, I do like that it automatically gives you those kind of like, uh, feelings. Because usually when you play a game, it's like, oh, there's a boss. Oh, there's the weakness. Figured it out. It's like, oh shit, what do I do? So it's kind of cool. I'm just reviewing the design, Retro. It's just the design. I saw cosplays of the final Colossus that looked pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Um, do they do they give you other weapons? Have you gotten other weapons, or is it just bow and arrow and
I think it's just the bow and sword. I can't imagine they're adding any more than that.
Okay,
But
nice.
I do love like when you. So the other thing I loved about this game, I still think about the story of this game, which is like very minimal, which is great because it adds to everything. Everything is like told visually. So like the first thing you see is like the boy carrying like his girlfriend or whatever to to the bed or whatever. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? The better the cosplay, the better the game.
I agree. That means Persona is the best game of all fucking time.
Damn it! Well, Persona 3 is a really good game, so okay, I'll let that slide. But anyways, I do like that you see that each Colossus you beat, you get like cursed from like these like black shadows that kind of go inside your body. And I want to say, the ghost, I guess cosplays, shouts out. Uh
Oh shit.
oh, thanks to the raid, looting world order.
Order.
23 people. Holy shit!
What's up, y'all?
Did I? Oh, I can't think. Whatever. This is a podcast anyway. But
Yeah, you don't need to catch them up. They're probably gonna leave right away anyway.
but yeah. So I do like. So it's like so. I do like that it kind of tells a dark story. Has like these like after you kill each colossus, this like black smog like engulfs you and whatever. I do love that these colossus are just walking around and they're just minding their own business, and then you just show up and you're just killing them mercilessly. Just like, all right, walk around, die. It's like, damn, that's that's something.
Yeah, I hope this story ends up with this fucking guy like, cause like it doesn't make any sense. He just walks in this temple and this guy's like, "Yo, go murder these guys for me real quick, and I guess I'll bring this woman back to life." Is that what's going on?
Pretty
But I hope
much.
he's just like, I hope he's like, we don't have any special powers. I just want you to murder those guys. I was on crack when I made that up.
Well, the thing that's wild is, uh, there's a reason why they remastered Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, because those games they're never really like confirmed. Like no one has really said it, but like there's a lot of people like there's enough in both these games that kind of tie into each other. So
Yeah,
like
they're supposed to be like in the same world or something, right?
yeah, because I think what ends up is Richard's gonna yell at me about this, but I did see the ending of this game when I watched my friend play it, so I do know how the game ends. I know everyone's gonna
You're
gasp
gonna say,
in shock,
oh, now you're reviewing it from your friend's playthrough.
but I'll be honest. If it wasn't for my friend's playthrough, I probably wouldn't care about Shadow of the Colossus. I'll be honest,
No.
because no, this is a friend I grew up with. He's actually an author. He actually wrote a book. He might be semi-famous. So
Oh, what now?
yeah.
He's learning from a semi-famous author.
One day I might tell you the book, and you're gonna be like, "That him." The channel on YouTube, my friend. You know what? That would be a great YouTube name, a YouTube channel. I am surprised no one did that. No
What
one.
is it? You mean YouTube?
Someone should have done a YouTube channel called My Friend, and then if
I bet
that
there's
got
one.
I hope so, but it should be someone famous because think how cool that would be. Like someone on the news, like, all right, we got YouTuber My Friend. Like, no matter what, everyone who shills for that guy will keep saying My Friend the YouTuber. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, also Theo, you're semi-famous. You got fucking 7 people that come log in to talk shit to you every other day or whatever.
Yeah, that is crazy. I would never think I would. I do look back when I used to stream in 2009, I think, before I even did DSP shit. And it's like 0 people showing up. I was like, oh, hello guys.
Semi-famous author just wrote a game epic, guys.
Jeez, you know what? When I beat this game, I'm gonna change my tune. I'm gonna do a 180 on this game. I'm gonna say I
Wait,
liked
hold
it,
up.
but now it's trash.
Wait, where did we lose the train of thought?
Because I
you
was
were
gonna talk about
how
the ending. I was gonna talk about the ending of Shadow of the Colossus, and everyone gave me shit about it. But the ending of the game, I know you don't care that much about the story. Like,
what if they care about spoilers though?
well, Retro streamed it, so he saw the ending. I know he's good.
Actually, it's a fucking 17-year-old game. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Spoil it.
So after you kill all of the colossi, you become like this big. I think you become like a shadow being. Like you pretty much die and become like a monster, pretty much. So that leads
I
into
knew it.
yeah. So the enemies in Ico that chase you down are pretty much him. That's going after you. That's what I'm like gathering from what I
Interesting.
remember. I never played Ico though. I kind of want to.
Well, I got it. Is Last Guardian related, or is it just like by the same people?
It's from the same developer, and when they first announced it, I was curious to get that game because I want to see if there is a connection. But after watching it, it's like I'm not getting this game. It just doesn't look like.
Oh, because they're like the AI of the giant wolf.
Yeah, like that. I was gonna say that earlier as well, where it's like that is the biggest contention of like, is it okay for this animal to act this fucking dumb? Like, is it bad programming, or is it like part of the design? Like, it becomes that kind of debate, and it's like, at that point, I don't want to play a game where it's like you're debating if the AI being shitty is a design. Like, there's some stuff I can kind of like. It's like, oh, it's charming. That's like that, but it's like a pivotal part of the game, and it's like I don't want to deal with that. Like the horse, it's like, okay, yeah, the horse is frustrating, but like it's a small part of the grander scheme of the thing. And Last Guardian, I didn't care a lot about a lot of the stuff in that game, and it's like it just was a motion bait. It's like, look at this cute animal. It's like, yeah, that thing's gonna die, isn't it? It's like,
oh yeah, right. You're gonna bond with this creature over 17 hours of gameplay,
like
and then it dies.
Yeah, see, that's why Persona 3 is the best game. Because you're playing a JRPG, you love these characters, then by the end, the main character dies, and it's like, oh man, what does that really mean?
Yeah, the silent protagonist. Who gives a fuck about him?
I
throw him in a meat grinder for all I care. No personality.
see. That's why I think you would like SMT3 because that guy becomes a fucking demon that's gonna kill God. It's like it ends with you just being like, all right, you kill Lucifer. Now we're off to God. It's like, fuck yeah. It's like it's rad. It's a great game.
How long? Okay, fuck this Persona shit. How long is Shadow of the Colossus? How long does it take to beat it? You know,
I want to
Retro,
say
you know,
like 10 hours personally.
10 hours. Okay, Retro. I'm so sorry to disappoint you this week, but I will have it beat next week. I mean, in 2 weeks, whenever we do this again.
Let's see.
10 hours. That's done.
Oh, so I was talking to Retro about this game last night, and he had some interesting trivia about Shadow of the Colossus because I was like,
Okay,
I
let's
was
hear it.
because I was telling him like I'm surprised how short. Not how short, but how long the game is. Because I thought it was gonna be way shorter. I thought it was gonna be like 10 Colossus and then you're done or whatever.
I thought it was like 5.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like at least at whatever. But he said originally there was gonna be 36 or 48 bosses that you were supposed to
Damn.
fight, and it's like, damn, that's fucking crazy. I just can't imagine like how a PS2 game would have that many enemies and how fresh they keep that design. Because I was going through those statues, and a few of them look the same. Like a few of them are like the same snake-like creature. It's like okay, like we're already using the snake form at this point. But
It's called a dual layer DVD, Theo.
I
They got lots of storage on them.
I was also gonna say I fought 8 or 9 of the Colossus. So I fought the flying one and I fought the underwater one. And those were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. The bird one I think is my favorite one actually. Because it's kind of cool how you do it. Because you're supposed to like lure it by firing arrows at it. And then it flies towards you and you jump and you land onto its wing. And then you just gotta climb over the wings and all that stuff. It's like it was really rad. It's like this boss is actually fun. It's like I thought it was gonna be a pain in the ass because it's flying around, but it's like it's so cool. You get to like lunge onto the wing as it's coming. It's like very like fast paced and shit. The underwater one kind of sucked. I didn't really care for it, but it's not as bad as I thought. Because all you do is you have to wait till it comes up to the surface, grab onto its tail, and just kind of wait until it surfaces, and then you just stab where it's like electricity is.
Wait, so how many have you beat? Okay, besides the 3 you cheated on, how many have you beat since then?
5.
You've fought 5, so you're like halfway through the game, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
It,
So that's 8.
that's why
Yeah.
I didn't think doing the first 3 bosses was that big of a deal, because I was like, Charles is gonna catch up to me like pretty quickly. He's gonna be like, near the end probably by the next time we do this.
I wasn't expecting what this game was. I fucked up the first time I played it, and every time I played the game, I had time limits. So that was the problem. It's like I was like right before work, and it's like I can't fucking commit time to this. And then like I was tired, and then I fucked up so bad, and I was like, I'm not climbing this fucking creature again.
Yeah,
But now I'm prepared for what the game has to offer.
I will say, like, I was playing it and I was dropping off at some points because I like the game, but I feel like it's Retro's gonna hate me for saying this too because he's been saying this to me every day. Oh, Shadow of the Colossus is like a better Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
and I was like, maybe because I the thing is, Shadow of the Colossus had a lot of stuff I'm a sucker for. It has this dark atmosphere, ruins, this like destroyed area, and all this shit. But Breath of the Wild still has a living world. As much as people want to say it's empty and bare, there's villages, there's people you can run into, you can save people from enemies. I think there's more in Breath of the Wild that can like kind of like distract you from the main stuff that makes it more refreshing. While this, it's like, all right, you beat one Colossus, all right, next Colossus, there you go. It's like, okay.
I think it's apples to oranges though, because like Zelda is more like a whimsical fucking like adventure where you're talking to creatures and you're like having a good time and you're just Link like I'm gonna save the world. This is like some like I wouldn't say realistic, but like you don't have like hordes of enemies fighting you. It's just
Yeah.
like you're like hunting down some creature, and like you're in this massive world that's like all nature. Like I think it's a different experience entirely.
No,
I wouldn't compare them.
it is. Charles, I was the one comparing them. Retro is. So I'm just like debating on his own little conversation. That's
But
ridiculous.
I could see why he would compare them because it's just like two very different visions of the same type of atmosphere. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't think it compares though. You couldn't like a kid that's like I love Zelda would play this and have fucking nightmares. You know
But
what I mean?
I think that'd be so that was the thing when this game was a new PS2 game and I was watching my friend play. That's the one thing I loved about it. It's like I love that this thing is fucking creepy and I love that it's like scary. You're just going through this like peaceful world and all of a sudden you just see this big giant thing and this was a peak of my when I was a gamer as a kid. I hated boss fights. It's like, oh, I don't want to do a boss fight. Oh fuck, no. Just can we just like go on? Like, I just hated boss fights, and seeing this game just being nothing but boss fights, it's like it's kind of rad that it's these big intimidating things. I kind of wish this was the game I bought as a kid, like not knowing what it is, just get it like from Blockbuster. And then just kind of like, oh my god, to do a boss fight, oh fuck, and then just kind of see where that would have taken me because it took me all the way into like I want to say like Metal Gear to like Devil May Cry for me to really get into boss fights.
Really?
Yeah, because like when I was
Okay. Can we talk about boss fights because we talked about this last week, and I have a possibly controversial opinion. We were talking about Metal Gear Solid bosses, and I actually would argue there's not a single really good Metal Gear Solid boss fight. They all kind of fucking suck.
wrong.
They're like, okay, the thing that makes Metal Gear Solid boss fights is the cinematic shit that happens in between and the way that it feels like it has impact on what's going on, but they're not actually that fun gameplay wise. But like I say this as I actually enjoy them. There's a lot of them I enjoy, but I don't think it's like this is a good game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can just give it to someone objectively. You have to be immersed in what's happening.
I think to a some degrees I see what you're saying because there are boss fights in Metal Gear that I just don't like fighting, which I agree with. But
Most of them, they mostly suck.
But the boss fight of the end and the boss are my favorite boss fights. Those are really good fights.
Okay, but again, the boss fight with the end is just fun because it's literally just like it's Where's Waldo, and it's just like it's such a novel, interesting idea that it's fun to be like a part of it, but it's really not that fun to play.
It's
like,
fun because
if you strip out all the drama, it's not fun. It sucks.
You get to like you could set traps where he might go, and then when he's like running to the next area, you get him. Like there's parts where I did that. I'm chasing him down, then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, I would just hear. It's like what the fuck? He must have ran into a trap.
Strip it down to stick figures and blocks. You'd be like, this sucks.
You could do that with anything and say it sucks. Like, oh, Super Mario 64 is dumb. You just grab Bowser, just throw him around. Wow, what a fun.
I knew someone was gonna say this. Retro goes, Theo likes the end because he's just not good enough to beat him, so he just changes the clock.
I did that one time. But the other thing I like doing as a kid, though, when I was doing that boss fight, is if I'm going on vacation, I always make sure I get to that boss fight. Yeah. Save there. This is all right. Time to go on vacation. Come back. Then he's dead. It's like
that happened to my friend by accident. Like he called me. He was like, "Yo, I was fighting the end, and I just got back, and he's just dead." And I was like, "No way." Yeah, he just died.
Yeah, that's kind of rad. See, it's rad when that happens. But the other thing,
Theo, that's not gameplay. That's some fucking card. That's some fucking magic trick Kojima did. Said, "Oh, just count the days."
You wouldn't think that because no one saves at boss fights. You don't know how many people go to a boss fight like, all right, time to save the game. Quit. I'm done.
Yeah,
it's like
you're missing my point. It's all the drama and uniqueness involved. It's not that fun, actually. Name a Metal Gear Solid boss fight.
The boss.
I actually agree with Solidus sword fight. And never mind. Okay, you know what the only fun ones are? The direct hand-to-hand combat fights. Like, because even Liquid on top of on Rex is kind of fun.
How about the boss? And then MGS3 where
the boss is really fun too. I agree.
That even has what you wanted. It has drama because there is a time limit. You don't even see the timer. It actually does have a time limit.
I agree that Fat Man is fun, but it kind of fucking sucks
Oh
too. It's not
no,
like
that's
it's
not
not like a
fun.
good
Fuck,
game.
fuck that fight. It's so.
I love that.
You say
I
the
love
end
that
is
fight.
dull and say Fat Man is fun. I don't know. I don't know where you get off with that take. That is some lunacy right there. You might as well tell me fucking I don't know. I was gonna go with something. It sucks. No, that's incorrect.
And I would actually also say the Metal Gear fights are fun. Yes, but that's again, it's all the last one-on-one fights are all fun.
Yeah.
Those are good. But everything else is not that fun. Like even like fighting the Metal Gears, every Metal Gear fight is like kind of fun, but just because they're fucking easy.
I
You just
think
shoot Stinger missiles at them.
I kind of think I hate the Ray fight though. That one gets kind
Why?
of boring.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just
But
repetitive.
yeah, I will say the one in Metal. So I talked about this before. The Rex fight in Metal Gear One on PS1. For some reason, the game is impossible for me because I would always run out of items at like the second phase of that fight where Gray Fox like destroys the radome or whatever. It's like, all right, I need a
That's
chaff
Metal Gear
grenade.
Solid, Yoshi. Not Metal Gear Rising. That doesn't count. Which is a fucking amazing game.
Rising is great, actually. That game was ahead of its
Fucking
time.
awesome.
So there's a clip out there, and I'm like, this clip describes what's going on perfectly. So it says like, oh, did you hear about Johnny and Johnny did what to Amber or whatever the fuck? Like it said that, and then it's like underneath it's like the cutscene where Armstrong's like, fuck this media trivia bullshit. Like that's he was like, yes, thank you, perfect. This chef's kiss on that.
Whoa, Retro, hold the fucking phone. No one said Metal Gear Solid was hard.
It's just bullshit. I run out of items, so it's like, okay, I need chef grenades. All right, there is none.
He just said it was boring. To fight Ray. I do okay, wait, Retro, are you yeah, European Extreme, yes, I agree with Yoshi. European Extreme is extremely difficult.
Yeah, because it's
If
fun.
Retro thinks that's easy, then Retro is just the best gamer of all time.
Use extreme energies is so easy.
Yeah, that's European Extreme. I'll never even try to beat the game in that because it's way too fucking hard.
Yeah, so speaking of difficulty, I am curious to see like how hard can Shadow of the Colossus be on different difficulties because some of these attacks seem like they're pointless. Like they're not very like efficient. Like the first boss, it's like all it does is walk around. It's like okay, what can this really do? Like I just wonder what the difficulty is. It has to be the grip meter. I think that's where the difficulty would be. Oh, the other thing I didn't realize.
I looked at these manuals, and neither the French version or the American version had the grip speed, or grip, whatever the fuck you're talking
It
about.
should.
I'm gonna look in this again because maybe I just missed it. And it's so funny because it's both the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus menu. I mean,
Oh, more steps and different weak points.
manual.
Okay, that's cool. It's harder, and the fact that you lose grip faster. Okay, that's interesting. So it's really like they designed these like Colossus to be like just normal animals that would just wander around. You're just kind of killing innocent animals.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's why it's like this god is like, hey, yo, I'll bring your girl back to life if you fucking murder these things.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I guess I'll do it with a fucking dick.
Why not?
I don't believe in this fucking main character. He's a douchebag.
So I do like the other thing I do think it's interesting. So the PS4 version comes with like a special a bonus feature that's like it compares the visuals of the original and the PS4 remake, and it
That's on
really
this too. They have behind the scenes and shit.
yeah, well yeah, but that's like the PS3 version. That's going probably
Yeah.
between the PS3 and PS2. But this, like, it's insane how different it is. Like, they actually added a lot of detail to the game, like, and how everything looks. Everything's more like crisp and detailed. Like, they really did like build the game from the ground up almost because it's like way more detailed than what was there in the original game. And it's
Right.
it's kind of nice. Like, it doesn't look creepy. Like, it's not like oh this looks. It's not like the Arkham games when they re-released those where everything looks really weird. It's like wow, this is actually like completely reimagines the
Wait.
whole thing.
So have you compared videos and stuff?
I didn't watch
Like, have you looked at what the animations are in the new one versus the old like PS2 or PS3?
the animations are, as far as the ragdoll physics are concerned, they're the same. It's just there's more frames, I think, in this one. Like this is like a full 60.
Dude, he runs like a jackass in the one I'm playing. I don't know if his run cycle is so goofy.
It
He, like,
kind of is,
runs
especially when you go
all
down
his
up.
fucking limbs swing outward.
I love like when you go up and down the stairs that with him, he looks so dumb, and then it's like
It's ridiculous.
you just roll as it's like clumsy. It's
Okay, so it looks as shitty. It's such a I don't know if it's a stylistic choice, but like
I think
the
it's
way
style.
he runs looks so weird.
Yeah, I kind of think that's a style thing because almost every character he does has this weird, goofy run cycle. Like the character in Last Guardian, he just stands still and just like kind of puts his knees up to his chest and just like over there. It's like it looks really fucking weird. It's like it's all this weird stuff. I don't know about Ico.
What does Ico run like?
That one I don't know because he's holding a woman's hand all the time, but he does a lot of like that. It's a lot of that, so you'll be hearing that a lot. There's like a Mega 64 skin with it.
Wait. I have to read this because Retro really wants to get this point across. He keeps saying he's like the PS2 version runs like a Switch game, and he's like it runs 15 to 25 frames per second. The PS3 is 30 frames per second, and PS4 is 60 frames.
Yeah.
So Retro really wants people to know that it runs like shit on PS2. But are you sure that's not because of your stupid European SCART cables and shit, and your bad refresh rates on your TVs?
Well,
or is it because of the PS2?
It's probably a PS2.
You didn't know? What's that?
It's probably because of the PS2.
But like, I don't know what if I played it on PS2 here and it's fine because like European TVs have real weird fucked up refresh rates. I don't know if it's the same anymore because we have flat screens, but back in like the 90s and 2000s, like Sega Genesis games in Europe like run slower, like legitimately run slower because they're less frames or something. Is that true, Retro? Or am I talking out of my ass? I might be talking out of my ass, but it's facts. You heard it first on Theo does streams.
All right, if you got the European version, you fucked up. Get American #1, baby.
When you go to Europe, everything is in 50 frames per second. Life slows down, literally.
Yeah, even in real life.
The US is so much better than Europe.
You're right for Mega Drive and stuff.
Mega Drive is Sega Genesis. I'll translate for you, Theo.
Okay. And where is it now? In the graveyard.
Hey, don't talk about my favorite like that. I love me some Mega Drive games. Alright, so we're coming to the official end time. What do you think about Colossus?
I think it is a I like it. I love the atmosphere. I love how dark and like it kind of lets you wander like you're getting lost in the woods almost. Like it's like that childlike wonder when you're going through the woods. You're like, oh, what's over there or whatever. I like that. I didn't know. So if you see like lizards, if you grab their tails, they upgrade your stamina meter, which I didn't know. And I assume fruits upgrade your heart, and then you get to you can pray at like altars, which I don't know how to do. I don't know how to pray in that game, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's a solid game. It's kind of what I expected and hoped for as far as Shadow of the Colossus goes.
Yeah. So for me, I'm definitely agree with you. Like, I love the atmosphere. I like it. I think it has the potential to be really fun, but I haven't got far. I just was not prepared to play a real game. Like, I thought it was gonna be some shit. Wait, what happened?
Oh, the altars are just to save, so it's not like anything crazy.
Yeah. So basically, I wasn't prepared to play a game because I was playing on like a PS3, and I was thinking it's gonna be like Uncharted or something where it's just like you just climb for free. But now that I'm prepared to play, I'm going to try to beat it before next game club, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. But I'm definitely enjoying it and definitely want to play some more.
All right, that'll be it. So
I figured this out. So Retro, if we want to make Retro do a Retro report, he should play Ico.
All right,
a little report.
Yeah, do Ico, then we'll have you on next. The next.
Yeah, we'll have Retro start the stream if he wants.
Yeah.
You guys can work it out.
What you can also do, Retro, if it's easier for you, whatever, you can record it and I'll just play the video on the stream. So you can
I would love that.
you can do whatever
Yes.
is it's
We
solid.
got Retro's report.
All
I
right.
love it.